Hey guys, Radio MMA back here with another video. It's been 10 or 12 hours since the news came out that Daniel Cormier was pulling out of the fight with an apparent leg injury. I've had plenty of time to calm down since my last video. You should check it out. It's a reaction video to me finding out the news that Daniel Cormier had pulled out. I was a little bit of a bitch. I was a little bit pissed off, angry, all the emotions, and so you should check that video out. Anyways, in this video I want to talk about rumors that they're trying to get Anthony Rumble Johnson versus Jon Jones. Anthony Rumble Johnson, before this injury, had gone on record that he was training, he was staying ready in case an injury happened. That injury has happened. Now the question is, will Jon Jones accept the fight if they offer it to him? If you remember UFC 151, Jon was set to face Dan Henderson. Dan got hurt. Chael Sonnen was willing to step up and in, and Jon Jones refused to take that fight. That's even if the UFC wants to make that fight at UFC 197. They may at this point just say, you know what? UFC 200, we add Jones versus Cormier 2 to Nate Diaz and Conor McGregor and Aldo and Frankie Edgar. Wow. People have been bitching about UFC 200. Well, that would be stacked. Now, if they did that, what do they do about UFC 197? That's the question. Are they willing to let Demetrious Johnson headline another pay-per-view? I've got no problem with Demetrious Johnson, one of the best fighters in the world, but he doesn't, as Dana White says, move the needle. His pay-per-view buy rates when he's been the main event have been really low. So maybe they move a fight or two off of UFC on Fox that's going down a week earlier. Maybe they could move a couple fights over to spruce things up. I always thought that UFC 197 was kind of lacking in really top caliber fights. It would have been better if there was an injury to another card, because this card is pretty weak. Besides Jones and Daniel Cormier, there's not a whole lot left. Yeah, you got Anthony Pettis' fight, but besides that, I don't know how much you got. So I guess we're in a waiting pattern now. We're going to wait and see what the UFC is going to do. I'll be back with more videos to update my thoughts on this as things move along. Now the question is, how long has UFC known about this, right? As I posted, there was a rumor that we might see RDA versus Eddie Alvarez at UFC 200. They may have had that in their back pocket, but they may have also known, you know what? Good chance we're going to move this Jones versus Cormier fight to UFC 200. They might have known about this for the last week or two. So we'll wait and see. I just find it interesting. Daniel Cormier, he's known about this injury for weeks. There was rumors about a week ago that he was at a wrestling event and he was limping around. He hasn't posted anything on Twitter in 5 days. So that's kind of a sign. People were tweeting at him, asking him about the injury, because I got tagged in some of the tweets, and no response from him at all. So that was a dead giveaway. There was something wrong. So I guess we'll just wait and see. I don't know what I really want. Do I want to see Jones versus Rumble, or do I just want to see this fight move to UFC 200? We're in a holding pattern, guys. Anyways, hit me up on Twitter, Radio MMA. I'll be back with more news later in the day.